The leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, Nnamdi Kanu, is at the Federal High Court Abuja for the continuation of his trial in a case instituted against him by the federal government on alleged terrorism. He converses with some of his lawyers as he awaits the commencement of the trial. The court resumed hearing from where it left off on April 29, this time with the cross-examination of PWAAA, led by Kanu's lead counsel, Kanu Agabi. Answering a question, the DSS operative admitted that no weapon was recovered from Kanu during his arrest in 2015. The cell phone of the defendant was analyzed, but the report of the analysis was not made available to the court because it was immaterial. He admitted that the properties impounded from Kanu over the last 10 years may have lost their value. The witness also admitted that Kanu's statement was obtained without the presence of his lawyer and that statements were not obtained from other persons. He admitted not knowing anyone on trial by the federal government on account of agitation for Biafra nation actualization. According to him, the person he knew is Simon Ekpa, who he said will soon be brought to the country for trial for supporting Kanu. The witness said that he read in the papers and social media those backing the defendant in the agitation. He said he did not remember Kanu complaining of corruption in high places, unemployment among youths, and tendering apologies to the president for insult hurled at him and negative remarks against Igbo leaders. The witness further said he could not remember when Kanu described IPOB as a voluntary organization that was not involved in carrying arms against the nation. He admitted that there were killings in some parts of the country, especially in the north, but the government has been doing everything to stem the tides of the killings. The witness also said he did not know whether the killings were a result of self-determination agitation. Meanwhile, Justice Omotosho has fixed May 6th, 7th and 8th for continuation of cross-examination.
We started our cross-examination today, and for hours it ran, and I guess we have made progress, and we're getting there. The matter is set down for Tuesday for continuation of cross-examination, and of course for new other witnesses to be heard. We believe, like we said at the last sitting, we're making progress. The trial is going on in a very congenial atmosphere, and we believe that we will get there.
Emanuela
Started his testimony after the introductory. The prosecution realized that they couldn't go on because the documents they wanted to rely on were not served on the defense, and indeed the court doesn't even have copy. So the court agreed to their suggested adjournment for tomorrow, so that the documents will be served on the defense. And even as upon the service, what will happen tomorrow is just for the examination in chief of PW2 to continue, and then we will take our time, look at documents, and then commence our cross-examination of PW2. Okay. But in the main, like I always say, it is moving on swiftly.
Misguided evidences, he came forward with. There will be, it is going to conclude today. Meaning the witnesses' points are not helping matter. I'm telling you the truth. Because causing problem, serious one. All the evidences, all that federal government is expected from the witnesses have been, let me say, crashed out. The witnesses are not on point. I actually believe that they are truly the DSS. That's why they cover their face. They don't want someone to attack them. I don't know what to understand. But if you watch them, you will actually find out that they are not on point. Because we expected these witnesses to say, Nnamdi Kanu was lodging in his hotel with AK-47. Nnamdi Kanu was lodging in his hotel with machete and cutlass. But at the end of the day, people were enraged. It's too enraging that this man was not discovered with anything incriminating. Nothing, just writing materials, communication gadgets. Of course, Nnamdi Kanu was a pioneer of Radio Biafra since 2014 till date. So when they went into the hotel, they discovered only gadgets that are meant for communication. Those gadgets, are they incriminating? Are they contraband? No, I don't understand. So the witnesses are not on point. I don't understand. So what I'm trying to say here now is that my expectation is high because witnesses, cross-examination, blah, 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 and other things concluded today. Then again, charges against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, it has been all struck out. Terrorism, treasonable felony, nothing to at least indict him about over treasonable felony and the act of terrorism. So my expectation today is that immediately the session finishes, they are looking towards tomorrow, which is 7th. From 7th, I'm telling you, on 8th, which is next tomorrow, Nnamdi Kanu is walking out free, out of DSS. Or else, unless Nigeria want to keep on committing court contempt. They commit contempt on common Nigerians. They don't commit court contempt when they have issue. I don't understand. When common Nigeria have issue and the court sentence him, it stands. But if federal government commits against Nigerians and court at least charge them, they don't obey the court. I don't understand. Tinubu now is expecting labor, very dark man, if indicted in any cases, they should go in for it. But when Tinubu is indicted, federal government under the watch of Tinubu is indicted over a crime of what? Inhumanity against man, against Nigerians. They disobey the court because they think this time around that they will buy James Omotocho. Omotocho has come to tell you that whatever you do on earth, you are going to give the account in heaven. Meaning that he is on the side of what? Justice. No more rubbishing, swaying justice or committing travesty of justice this time around. This time around, the chief judge himself is a man of, legal credibility. And from his statement, I think he's not going to sway justice for sake of, let me say, federal government. He's going to give justice to whom justice is due this time around. That is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the IPOB leader. Self-determination, agitation for secession or sitting away from Nigeria is legal. It is the right of every individual to stand up and say, I don't want to belong to Nigeria again. After all, if I go to America today and naturalize in America, to who it may concern, does it concern anybody? Nobody can stop me because that is my individual decision. And I take it and I have taken it. It is my own right. So now the Kanu has committed no crime. Court will decide everything today. We are looking towards tomorrow. Tomorrow 7th is a walkover for Nnamdi Kanu. Then on 8th, we see Omotocho do the needful again. And it's Supreme Court. That one is not appeal. This court is supreme.
That's what I'm saying. If Nnamdi Kanu wins, come on the 8th of May,
he will go free.
Do you not think? I don't know, but if even though he wins, I do not think the federal government will take it to the appeal court.
Appeal court, he can't appeal 2 times. Appeal court has given it to him again. I don't understand. From Supreme Court. And this very one now is supreme. So he don't do anything again because Kanu come with the Supreme Court ruling in the past. He always refers it to James. And James Omotocho actually affirms it that Supreme Court had given it to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in the past judgment sitting. I don't understand. So it is going to be a child play. It is going to be travesty of justice. It's going to be, unconstitutional, let me say, legal tussle, which, if you ask me, I will tell you that it will begin to look like molestation, insult, harassment. I don't understand. Exploitation, the same marginalization that brings about his agitation for Biafra. If they do that again, it is a exploitation, persecution of highest order. If they come up with another appeal, I think Ejimako and Nnamdi Kanu is not going to anywhere. Mark my word. If Nnamdi Kanu, federal government comes up with any other charges again, Nnamdi Kanu and his legal team are not going anywhere. No court is qualified to judge or ask him anything again in Nigeria, anywhere in the world, except terrorists. And anybody that charges Nnamdi Kanu of any case again starts from today, next tomorrow, that person is a terrorist. If that country is Nigeria, that country is a terrorist country. Of course, United Nations has marked Nigeria down, underlined Nigeria as a terrorist country. Willy-nilly. If you doubt it, screw it. Do your research on Google. Nigeria is among. We are having how many terrorist groups in Nigeria now? ISWAP, Boko Haram, Lakaruwa, Mahuda, Hesman. So you see it. So Nnamdi Kanu is right in all he's saying, in all his quotes. He has been quoting it that any judge again that brings him to court is a terrorist. Of course, there are terrorists. They are hailing us even as we are doing interview. They see us. They are hailing us. They are hailing us. So what we are saying is that the court itself must actually do the needful today.
Okay. Another thing I want to look at is that do you not think the federal government are probably doing this just to break Nnamdi Kanu down, just to make him,
they want to kill him now. Nnamdi Kanu will not die. They are the ones that will die. I'm saying this in camera. If your intention, federal government of Nigeria, is to kill that young man, I think you all will go down. I'm telling you, this is a destiny that God has given a man, and they cannot change. Listen and listen good. His destiny is to liberate Igbo man from the shackles of slavery, started from 1967 to date. He is destined to liberate Igbos. He has given Hausa their freedom. Hausa man has been liberated already. To everybody's greatest surprise, what Nnamdi Kanu has done for the Hausas, nobody has ever done that. Hausas are confessing as I'm talking to you now. Releasing them from the shackles of slavery under the Fulani oligarchs. You should know that the Buhari himself administration invited the whole Fulani in Africa to take over Nigeria, simply because Fulani believe that Nigeria is their common sovereignty. I don't know if you understand. Common sovereignty in the sense that they believe that they will win here, that this place is very, very, let me say, gullible. Yes, that they can fight. That's why they are gathered, they have brought weapons, and I'm telling you that war is coming. Fulani want to fight Nigeria. Fulani failed in Central African Republic. Central African Republic, all the street gangs, tribes ganged up and pursued. Oh my God, that country is wonderful. They now succeeded on pursuing Fulani from Central Africa. Fulani now face Nigeria. By the time Nigeria will realize, they will make Nnamdi Kanu king. Nigeria is going to enthrone that guy as a monarch. Because this thing he said, Fulani has gathered already now. They're all over the forest. They are ready to strike. That is their own utmost agenda, to strike. And you that is eating, stealing money, siphoning money, embezzling money in the federal places, offices. I'm telling you, you are a dissident, political dissidents, disgruntled public office holders. When Fulani will strike, we will actually call Nnamdi Kanu and throw him a monarch over Nigerians. That man is the Nostradamus of our time, a legend that predicted what the Fulanis are doing currently across Nigeria. By the time Fulani finishes with Nigeria, Nnamdi Kanu will be enthroned and Nigerians will be watching him as an idol.
Okay, popular prophet Elijah King Leo has come and said that what the federal government will finally release Nnamdi Kanu and what compensate him heavily. Do you believe what he said?
This is a good prophecy. There's a good prediction and expectations of every well-meaning Nigeria. You cannot just arrest somebody, violate him for 10 years now, subjected him to this kind of legal tussle and trauma. If you have a case, ordinary police case, do you know how you feel every night, every day? Just 2-3 days or a week, it will appear on your body because it's going to throw you into such, dramatic trauma. I don't know what I understand. But this man now, he will stand in this kind of condition. Legal tussle, accusation, false accusation. From 2015 till date, Nnamdi Kanu has never been a free-minded man. He has been fighting mental war, psychological war within himself. And I'm telling you that federal government of Nigeria, as predicted by Prophet Elijah or Jeremiah, is going to pay Nnamdi Kanu financial incentives. They're going to give him financial incentives, highest ever. Because I know that Kenya must pay. And I'm seeing Britain paying as well for failing to fight, consular war, or what do they call it? Yeah, that consular war, assistance to their citizens, but they turn their back on their citizens. So later, Britain is going to receive it. I know that British citizens, both white and black, are going to rise up against the government of that region. Britain has done evil, much evil to Igbo man. And now Mazi Nnamdi Kanu principally. So the principal enemies of this young man Nigeria, Kenya, and Britain must pay heavily to the damage they caused the young man.
The importance of Nnamdi Kanu is recognized in northern Nigeria. Northerners are saying that we need a person like Nnamdi Kanu in our region. Northerners are saying that we need a person like Nnamdi Kanu in our region. Mind you, Nnamdi Kanu speaks for every tribe in Nigeria, the freedom of every tribe in Nigeria. Let's look at this. Khalid Yazidu, a prominent northern youth advocate and political commentator, took to social media to share a powerful and emotional reflection of Nnamdi Kanu's words in court, calling them not merely a defense, but a cry from a depth of a wounded soul. We know that injustice prevails in this system that we find ourselves. And when you come out and start speaking for the people, you become an enemy of the government. So Northerners admire what Nnamdi Kanu has been doing over the years. We expect Nnamdi Kanu to be released according to the judge and the judgment. We expect Nnamdi Kanu to be released. The judge said he has to conclude the case. He must conclude the case anytime soon. Let me read this, what the judge said about Nnamdi Kanu and that case. He says, the court has been adjourned to the 6th, 7th, and 8th of May. The judge says this matter must come to a conclusion by the 8th of May. It has lingered for 10 years and I'm not going to stew it anymore. We are going to give an account of our actions here on earth when we die. I want to give a good account. So we're expecting, we don't know the mind games that the federal government is playing on this Nnamdi Kanu issue or case, but we're expecting that they conclude Nnamdi Kanu's release, because it has to be released. Almost every Igbo man is in DSS detention. Every reasonable Igbo man, likewise me, we are in DSS detention. We are in captivity. When Nnamdi Kanu is free, when Nnamdi Kanu go through the process, because you can't find Nnamdi Kanu guilty. Nnamdi Kanu has said that I am not guilty. So the court has to prove that he's guilty, which the jurisdiction of proving Nnamdi Kanu guilty, then we have to go back to how he was being transported into Nigeria. How did the government get hold of Nnamdi Kanu in Kenya? What processes did they take in bringing him into Nigeria? Do they have the grounds to persecute him or prosecute him? Because I think this is persecution. So today is 6th of May 2025. And we're expecting that Nnamdi Kanu would obtain his release. I'm very happy that everybody is now realizing the importance of this young man. Federal government led by the Fulani, I know they don't want him to leave that place. They don't want Nnamdi Kanu to be free at all. Which God in heaven will make sure that they don't kill this young man in prison. Tinubu has to restructure Nigeria and also facilitate the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. It is in the hands of the government to do the needful. I don't know whatever political implications it has on 2027 elections. Whether some people are saying that they want to release him so that Igbo youth will be fixated on what they are going to do with Nnamdi Kanu than what politics will be played 2027. I don't care. See, what the reasons why you see me here every morning is because I need Nigeria to be restructured. We have so many talented people, so many good people, so many intelligent people, so many skillful people in Nigeria. But the system is destroying their destinies. Look at JAMB. Some 5% failed JAMB. Not even got less than 200. That is over failure. When we were writing JAMB those days, you having 200, you have failed now. You having 220, you have failed. 230, you have failed. But we have a system that if we don't restructure, imagine we sharing a country with people that think backwards, people that don't want to move the country forward. In whatever, see, you see the tax form. The National Assembly is going to resume and they are going to deliberate on the tax form implementation constitutional review. Let's see how some elements from northern Nigeria would not want these policies, these reforms to be passed. They will kick against the reforms because they believe that they have a certain kind of system they need to infuse in Nigeria. That their nomadic Islamic system, they want it to be part. That's why you see. However, most of us came to realize that there is Sharia in the 1999 Constitution. We are shocked. How come do we have Sharia in our own Constitution? We have Sharia. So the Northerners have the kind of governance they want for Nigeria, irrespective. Okay, you want to Islamize Nigeria. Let us go now. No, you cannot go. We are one Nigeria. I heard it from two people's mouth. The unity of Nigeria is non-negotiable. Number one, Buhari. Number two, Sultan of Sokoto. Two Fulanis. And two people that are pushing for the agenda of Uthman Danfodio. So we cannot be sharing the same country with some people who are not wanting us to achieve our destinies as distinct people with heritage, different heritage. The mindset of an Igbo man is different from that of another person over there in the Middle Belt and Northern Nigeria. That's why we need to have our own society protected. But there are some people that want to make sure that they erase your heritage, make sure that your culture is inferior, and they dominate you in every aspect of your life, like the way the Fulanis have been doing the Hausas. So I'm very happy that the influence of Nnamdi Kanu cuts across the southeast, even to the southwest, and other parts of Nigeria. The Middle Belt are acknowledging some of the statements from some of the psychology of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. The sacrifice this young man has sacrificed for this Biafra agitation, this liberation of the African. It is not only Nigerians or Yoruba people or the Hausa people or Igbo people. This man is an African liberator. So the court has adjourned to 6th. We are on, today is 6th. We're expecting whatever they are going to do. I hope they are not having sinister motives to convict this guy on top nothing. So the matter must come to an end. I hope they are serious with what they are saying, not that the matter must come to an end. When he reach now, on that baby grammar, baby call from Abuja will go enter. They'll come to talk baby grammar from left to right center. Okay. We never forget that the federal government tried using somebody who came to testify in court to connect Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to Simon Ekpa. Remember, there was a time Simon Ekpa was saying sit at home. And we had killings. Nnamdi Kanu, during one of the court sessions, says, I did not start this agitation for my people to be killed. Stop the killings. No sit at home. But however, Simon Ekpa and his group of agitators decided to go on with the sit at home. So the Nigerian government is trying every way, means or possible to suppress this young man. Maybe if they can be able to connect him with Simon Ekpa, they can bring him to a negotiating table whereby he will have to agree with some of their terms and conditions. Or else, if they want to do the needful, they need to release this young man. Take him back to where you got him from. Then you start the normal process of trying to extradite him from the UK or whatsoever. If the UK is one of your allies, extradite him. The same way you are spending resources, spending everything you can to extradite Simon Ekpa. What Nigeria needs is restructuring. All these funds are back. When I see refinery, we talk baby grammar. Money spent, side, turn around. For refinery, trillion spent. Now $800 something million spent. At the end of the day, 8 years. This is 10 years. Nothing is working. And we wasted time. When they say this system will not work, some people just come from one place, start speaking baby grammar. This, that. The system would not work. I said it before, Tinubu has the ample opportunity to restructure Nigeria. If not, it is going to be a hard one on Southerners. If these Northerners lay hold on power, this is the bitter truth. Forget all these cosmetic governance system that you can't go against this, you can't go against that. Can you explain why terrorists will kill people. Can you explain? They will kill people, kidnap people, and the Nigerian government will say they want to rehabilitate them. Have you been able to rehabilitate your prisoners in your various cells? That you are rehabilitating terrorists? Why is it that our army is not winning the war against this banditry? Why is it that nobody is accountable? Nobody is explaining to Nigerians, this is the pains we are going through. Nobody is addressing Nigerians, except there's something that happened and it goes viral. You see the army spokesperson will come and start addressing. Nigerians don't understand. Make them understand. Why would you rehabilitate? I saw a report the other time. They say if they don't rehabilitate this Boko Haram, that they will go back to terrorism. See, they don't. If you are involved in terrorism, you get the capital punishment. That is it. That is it. In a fair society, you get life imprisonment so that it doesn't encourage other people. Imagine, somebody said that when the Kaduna kidnap happened, that he stayed in with kidnappers for 100 and something days during the time of Buhari, he met one of the kidnappers that kidnapped him for many days in a mosque. He met him in a mosque. The guy looking tattered. They had conversation. He said he has forgiven him. He's no more. If you have other kidnappers that is reading the story of this young man that was kidnapped and later met the person that kidnapped him in a mosque, the person is doing Okada, whatsoever, he's rehabilitated and got him back in the society. Those ones that are in the bush, what is the motive? That is a motivation. They believe that nothing will happen to them if they go into kidnapping. You see some of them flaunting money online, left, right, center. This one that you say that can be an informant. He has stopped banditry. He's now these are informants. These are people that if there's no money, don't you think that they can easily go back into kidnapping? The capital punishment is for terrorists. Capital punishment is for terrorists. Okay? Look at, let me read this. Say, I won't forgive Nigerian government. Man says after meeting bandit who abducted him, now repentant in Kaduna mosque. The reintegration of repentant Boko Haram fighters essential for national security. That is from the National Orientation Agency. Essential for national security. So the army have not been able to explain to us how come you have been implementing this policy for a very long time and it has not yielded results. National security, but people are still dying and dying in their droves. People are afraid to go to farm. Some places are displaced. In Enugu State, a young man was crying the other time that he just took his brother. Yesterday in Benue State, a full bus, people just kidnapped. How has it played out? Other countries, is that what they do? That's why I said we need to restructure this country. These things are influenced by some of those northerners in the army and northerners generals in politics and whatsoever. The policies that reintegration. If you catch an Igbo man after you tag him IPOB, you take him in underground cell. Most of them they are being killed. Most of them we don't find their parts anymore. But if it's a particular set of people, you carry them, put in one place, give them food, give them clothes. You are saying you are rehabilitating them. While others you don't think of rehabilitating them, going through the same program and bring them back into society. It's just like rinse and repeat. Those who ones going into banditry, you capture them, rinse and repeat. How can you make me understand? If somebody gave a revelation at a radio station, he said he was one of his sniper soldiers. He killed many of these Boko Haram guys. His own colleagues shot him. You are killing them too much. Okay, they should not kill them so that tomorrow they will carry them and go and rehabilitate them. So capital punishment is what we need. But since nobody wants to listen to anybody, they do the things they want to do. The other time, 309 Boko Haram repentant terrorists, they rehabilitated them and brought them into the society, and we are living together. I've said it. Tinubu has the ample opportunity to restructure Nigeria. If he doesn't, it is on his own. He's just risking it. So Nnamdi Kanu is an epitome of liberation. If you don't like him, I don't know. If you don't like him, That's your business. You need to like him, listen to the message, listen to the pain. If you have been through what some of these Southeasterners have been through, these guys, whether it is Samonekpa, whether it is Wazirike, whether it is Nnamdi Kanu, whether it is Ojukwu, these guys have been pushing for one Nigeria for a very long time. And they have come to the realization that this one Nigeria is not bound to work. Look at what Professor Akintola said. Yoruba should unite all over globally, because they know that Nigeria as a project is failed. And these colonial masters want to make sure that everybody is structured in this your Nigeria. Put you together. They know that it cannot work. But so far you are fighting yourself, you're arguing against yourself, you are being divided. They will look for somebody who's corrupt. I need to read something to you. Yorubas have realized it. I hope these elite politicians realize that we need to regionalize or balkanize this system and create a system that works. We know the system that works for us Africans. It is not the system that you will create for us. Who own our natural resources? Private companies are the ones running our natural resources. And who own these private companies? Are they Nigerian companies who own that are drilling our oil? Are they Nigerian companies? Are they Shell, Chevron? Are they Nigerian companies? Some Nigerian companies just stay and they partner with these investors. And investors take a lot from us. They manage our resources in Nigeria. We Nigerians cannot manage our resources 100%. Even 80%, we cannot manage our resources ourselves. They want to take advantage of the division of Nigeria to start managing our resources and stealing from us. Can we tell ourselves the drop? Can we account to every last drop of crude oil that leaves Nigeria? Can we account? But what they do is they look for people like Tompulo, look for people like Asari Dokubo, give them guns, give them prominence, look for corrupt leaders. They'll give them power in exchange of loyalty. Look what happened in 2015. Bring back our girls. Bring back our girls. Before you know, they send message to the governor of Meduguri then, who is the vice president now. These girls will be kidnapped too. Maybe not take these girls will be kidnapped. But they just do as if no, nothing will happen. Nothing will happen. All of a sudden, the girls are whisked away. They carry the problem, push for a Jonathan. Jonathan brought in somebody, Ihejirika. Ihejirika was hitting these guys, these terrorists. He went into and started, Northerners were all complaining, both politicians and the likes. They're complaining that in one kill also. It happened in Borno State under Shetima, that is now the vice president, because, like I said, these imperialists, they give you power in exchange of loyalty. Buhari and Erufai, they threaten the government of Jonathan. Bamboos and monkeys will be soaked in blood, you go back in body bars and what have you. Islamics, willing tools used. Tinubu, they all played into that is it trap or agreement? Because I believe it's an agreement. I believe that's what my belief is. Civil society organizations, hey, left, right, center, they are blowing their trumpet, boom, under Jonathan. Shady, they organize this seminar, they organize this work, they organize this protest. When they actually won the election, when Buhari actually won, we did not even see these civil society organizations anymore. They disappeared under Buhari. They disappeared under Tinubu. So the West, they know, they believe that they have silenced Nnamdi Kanu, but that voice is still speaking in our minds till tomorrow. This is a do or die situation. It's survival of the fittest. We must do everything we can to make sure that we are liberated from this system that's been created by the colonial masters, by the imperialists. If you can read a book, Why Africa is Underdeveloped, you learn a lot of things. It's a deliberate. Even these are leaders, they know. But most times they can't help it. Look at what FBI is doing with Tinubu. I will release redacted files. You think the US wants better thing for Nigeria. You have something on somebody, at the time you needed to release it, you are waiting to use it against the person, but maybe the person agreed to 1 or 2 terms and conditions. You now start removing anywhere they put this man's name there. Anywhere you start removing, you reshuffle it and presented half-truth to people. Now, Trump has entered. You want to now present it. So they look for people that they can control and use them to make sure that they keep Africa poor. We have decided to take our destinies in our hands. That's why you see movements just like the Biafra, Yojuduwa, and other movements. It is only to change the system that is most important. Nothing else than changing the system. If you continue, you waste your time. Some of us, we started when we were 18, 16, 17, 18. Now we are almost around 30. They wasted a lot of our time. Some of the opportunities we can look at the educational system now. I talked about this APC influencers online saying P2P did not build any school for 8 years. But they didn't read the manifesto of P2B. P2B's manifesto says that he's not going to build any new schools. He's going to make sure that he equip the schools and make the schools, existing schools, up to standard. And we looked at the performance of the Anambra students.
So guys, yes, that was the update for Nnamdi Kanu's appearance today in court. And you can see that they couldn't find anything incriminating against him. So the question is that, you see, the hatred for the Igbos is just the cause for what we have seen. Because why would they be holding Nnamdi Kanu and be letting Boko Haram members go free? I mean, why would they on earth hold this man and be letting Boko Haram members go free? Granting, the Borno State governor said they've let go 300,000 Boko Haram members for a country that is facing fight against insecurity. Somebody was analyzing this number, and the person says, see, it is going to get to a point, it's going to overwhelm the security agencies, because already the federal government has reintroduced Boko Haram fighters in the figure of 300,000 into the society. These are people who have already been indoctrinated, and they still have millions of them fighting. You know, at a time they will release more. They will come out to say they've surrendered. These are agents of Boko Haram into the society. And tomorrow, if anything happens, who will they fight for? Will they fight for the Nigerian government? No, they will fight for the people who groomed them. So I'm just still wondering why the federal government is still keeping Nnamdi Kanu in prison and letting go Boko Haram fighters, because he said he wants secession. Because he saw the marginalization of the Igbos and said, no, he can't take it. We have to be on our own. But because he's of the southeast, he's not the only one seeking secession in this country. He's not the only one calling for, you know, the division of this country. But all those who have made such statements, for them, it's no crime. Because he's an Igbo man and he wants Biafra to be on its own. If they are afraid, they should run referendum and see if the people of the Southeast are ready to be on their own. And if yes, why not leave them to be? If we mustn't be together if the unity is not working, you know, if the oneness is not working. Anyway, guys, I don't know what you make of all these things happening today in court. You know, all the testimonies they've come out to give shows that Nnamdi Kanu is not found wanting in anything. And the question remains, why are they still holding him? Why are they interested in Nnamdi Kanu's case? And Tinubu will be visiting Igbo land. Nobody is interested in asking him any question. I mean, nobody is interested in asking Tinubu, why is Nnamdi Kanu being held? Igbo leaders are easily so cheaply bought over, you know, easy to buy over. I've not seen the kind of leaders we have in Igbo land elsewhere. You see the northerners, go and check. The Sultan one time said, don't clamp down on Boko Haram. They supported all this group. Buhari said, any attack on Boko Haram is an attack on the north. Another person called them freedom fighters. All these people, even till now, the Sultan can hardly come out to condemn the killings going on in Plateau and Benue. Because, will I say they are supporting these people? They can't speak up. But if it's in the southeast, they will be the ones to arrest you, give you to the security agents, so that they will appear nice. They are not doing it to save Nigeria, so that they will appear in the good book of the government of the day. You see what's happening in Ebola. Anyway, guys, I don't know what you make of all this. Really, it's so sad, you know, that we are here in this country. Honestly, I don't know how we are going to get out of here looking at the way things are going on in this country. I tell you, look at the southeast, when you have the Fulani headers coming in to do all the things they are doing. Nobody is there to speak for the people. Nobody is there to talk about it. You know, they will buy people, they will go. Even the one that happened recently in Enugu State, the governor refused to come out. You know, the governor refused to come out. And you keep wondering, what are we doing as a country? What are we doing as a country? Why are we not speaking up? Why are we not saying anything? Why is the federal government not showing that it is wrong to have Boko Haram and all this insecurity in the land? They are not showing any dislike for all this, and that is why it's continuing. But they keep holding Mazi Nnamdi Kanu hostage. Anyway, guys, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell. Please give this video a like so that YouTube can recommend it to others, and drop your thoughts in the comment section below. Thank you.